everybody. Give me 1 sec. I don't want my feet on the floor for reasons. Hi, everybody.
We probably might talk about those reasons in a bit.
Welcome to Thunder and Lightning Gaming. I'm Thunder.
And I'm Lightning. Wait, my feet are on the floor.
Yeah. Sorry, bud. Well, you got shoes on.
That's true.
Yeah. Hey, everyone.
We got a special guest.
I mean, hopefully not. I texted Kelsey last night at like 9:30, and I was like, the mouse is back. I definitely saw it. And then I texted her again at 4 a.m. I was like, sorry, I've been trying to get rid of this mouse.
So just I'm gonna give them a little virtual tour real quick. So here's Anthony's room. We've got a sound only mice can hear currently playing
blasting
in the room,
blasting on the TV.
And I really
now.
appreciate whoever made the video put enjoyed the sound, because we sure as hell can't hear it.
Oh yeah, it's Chinese character ASMR. So thank you to them.
ASMR.
Yeah.
I can't hear it.
I mean, it's I don't know.
It's not even ASMR to them.
I appreciate that the screen is dark so that I can put this
while you go to sleep.
While I go to sleep. Yeah. Well, hi everybody. Welcome to the podcast. We're going to talk about everything nerd news and our weeks and stuff. And I guess you got a little sneak peek of mine, but Chris, why don't you start us off? How was your week?
Oh man, it just sucks.
Oh, okay.
Just finishing up school. Getting your master's degree isn't easy.
I didn't think it was, but you know.
Also, unpaid internship, more like slavery. Am I right?
Jesus. I'm staying out of that one.
It gets tough. 9 months of doing a job you don't get paid for gets tough after a while.
I bet. What are...
Hey, Toga. But yeah, that's how my week's going. One more final in 2 more papers by Sunday.
Nice. Cool. And then is that it for a while, or is that it?
No, that's it for a while.
Oh, okay.
I got 1 more year.
Okay, cool.
And then
cool.
I'm never going to school again, because it might actually kill me.
Question: Since are you, and if you don't have an answer to this, that's fine. Are you planning on like moving forward once you have your master's? Like, are you actually gonna like go into the field? Or
if I can, it's decent money.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone this far. I actually, speaking of my internship, I have a question for you. So
sure.
I work at a day program for adults with varying like cognitive disabilities. One of them, who's never talked to me before, came up to me yesterday, and he said, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" And I said, "Sure." And I want to know what your answer to this question is, because I had a few things going through my head, and it made the answer difficult with these things going through my head.
Okay.
He said, "If you squish a bug, will it come back to haunt you? True or false?"
If you squish a bug,
yes,
will it come back to haunt you?
Mm-hmm.
True or false?
Yeah.
Okay.
My immediate thought was, I don't know what denomination, religion this dude is.
The question asker.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, I don't want to be like, no, ghosts aren't real.
Right. You don't want to say yada yada ghosts.
Right.
Because that, yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want him to be like, I squished a bug last week, and I really don't want it to come back to haunt.
Right. Yeah, so given that circumstance, I would probably just say false. But if I had to really think about it, I would say no, because ghosts aren't real, with the added caveat that if ghosts are real, bugs, as I've been to understand, don't have souls, and you need to have a soul in order to turn into a ghost.
that would go right over this dude's head.
Right, of
But,
course.
yeah.
But that's the
That's where your head is.
that's
at.
my answer.
When
But
posed
if
with the question, that is where your
yes,
thought
when
process
posed
goes.
with this timeless true or false, yes, that is my answer. But I understand that if I were asked this by the question asker directly, I would probably just say false. Don't worry about it, bud.
I said, I don't believe that's true, but I don't know.
It's so it's just the added like
True or false?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the I'm ending my sentence with a question mark, true or false?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh.
Well, he pigeonholed me. Like, I could have answered him in such a wide variety of ways.
Right, yeah.
And then he was like, yes or no.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
I don't want any of your bullshit.
Right.
Get right to the
Give
point.
me a straight fucking answer.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the
I
vibe
need
it
to
gave.
know.
Um,
I need to know. Quick. This is urgent.
yeah. I was just like, man, you are so interesting. I've been here 9 months. This is the first, like, couple of things you've said to me.
That's great.
Yeah. He was also telling me he was interesting just now that I'm thinking about it. He said that his brother visited Japan.
Okay.
This dude is my source here, so take this as you will. But he was like, here you have to pay for rice. There you don't have to pay for rice.
Okay.
He asked me another question. He said, which do you prefer, paying or not paying?
Okay.
And I was like, and again, I was like, okay, how deep do I want to take this question? Because, like, if you don't pay for rice anywhere, there could be some economic issues.
Yeah.
I
think
don't know what they
he's-
would be, but no, he's just saying.
I think what he's referring to is like instead of fries with your meal, you'll get rice in Japan. I can only assume that's what he means. Not there's just free rice everywhere.
Right. He might not even know what he means, but that's a good point. That's probably what he's getting at. So what would you prefer, pay or not pay, Anthony?
Assuming I was a rice fanatic, if I could get rice all the time, I would. But as it stands, I don't love rice. I dislike rice.
I also thought I disliked rice. I like plain white rice or sushi rice.
I don't mind. Yeah, so when I eat rice, it's always
When they get fancy with it, it's not for me.
well, that's the thing. Whenever I eat, here I am saying I don't like rice, but whenever I do eat rice, it's always one with a thing like chicken or like gravy or some shit. But two, it's always just plain white rice.
Right.
Like whenever I get a burrito, I get white rice. Whenever I get, Indian food, I get white rice. Whenever I get Japanese food, I get white rice. But I'm not just gonna sit here and like pound a bowl of rice with butter and salt.
No, but like I will get rice as a side if I go out to eat at like a Japanese restaurant or something. Have you ever had sushi?
No.
Would you like to try it?
Not
raw. I'm not talking raw.
Wait, what is sushi? What isn't sushi? Doesn't sushi literally mean raw fish? This has been a big confusion with me.
Okay, I can give you a straight, true, false answer.
Okay.
False. Sushi refers to how the rice is prepared.
That's false.
No, that's true.
Oh,
no, sushi being raw, false.
Got it.
There's a place. I'll name drop it. It's my favorite Japanese restaurant. There's a place called. Now the name's going to escape me. I knew that was going to happen. Maki. There's a place called Maki.
Okay.
Down the road from us. If you're like, hey, I've never tried sushi, I'd like to get into it. That's the place to go.
Okay.
They have a buffalo chicken sushi.
Okay.
It is so fucking good.
So there's no fish involved with
Not in that one. There's
probably
that do.
So the buffalo chicken sushi, does it have seaweed? Is it
So okay.
I guess I'm just like
the buffalo chicken sushi. There's all different types you can get. The seaweed you're talking about it's wrapped in seaweed, right?
Yeah, the if you Google a picture of sushi.
Yeah, that's called nori. Not all sushi comes with nori, but honestly, you can't even taste it. However, the buffalo chicken one comes in rice paper.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to nori. So it's rice paper, like this sticky. I like the texture. It's definitely got texture, but I'm really into it.
Yeah, you know me.
I know.
I'm a texture guy.
It definitely has texture, like, I
Yeah.
guess coin toss, but I'm like, I eat it and I'm like, oh, I like it. I like it. But rice paper, lettuce, mozzarella, chicken, drizzle of buffalo sauce all over the top.
Oh,
It is
okay.
fucking excellent. But beyond that, they've got a shit ton of other sushi. They've got like so much. You could go off the deep end and say, "Give me the raw eel right fucking now,"
Yeah,
which
yeah.
Pauline does.
Right.
Or
I've
you
had
could, or you could say, and you can, and I've said this to Pauline. I'm like, I want the white boy sushi. Just give me it.
Right,
If you called
right.
it that, I'd still order it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I've
Just
had
give me the-
so if sushi refers to rice, then this definitely wasn't sushi, but I have had takoyaki when I was in
Takoyaki.
Los Angeles most recently. My friend Mort ordered us
Squid,
some
right?
takoyaki. It's basically a ball of mashed potatoes with squid and then like ranch and barbecue sauce on it, but no, it's like, it's not
Yeah.
actually ranch and barbecue sauce, but
Takoyaki is just takoyaki, definitely not sushi.
yeah.
But
Yeah, so I think I've never had sushi ever.
would you like to try this place with us?
Sure.
I promise you, you will find something you like.
Well, yeah, cuz
Yeah.
that's the other yeah.
But there's plenty of cooked stuff. Plenty. And anything that's raw, big old, this shit's raw, this shit's
Mhm.
raw.
Yeah.
But my parents, who do not try anything, we brought them there, loved it. We've gone
Okay.
3 times since.
All right. Yeah.
We'll fucking try it. And we'll report back to, honestly, I forgot we were doing a podcast. We'll report back to you guys about what he thinks about sushi.
That'll be exciting. That'll be an exciting food story.
Yeah. So you try and maki. That's how my week's gone.
Yeah.
How was your week?
Okay, so yeah, there's a mouse somewhere
in the house.
somewhere in the house.
Did you give it a cookie?
I didn't give it a cookie. No, is that a reference?
If you give a mouse a cookie.
Oh, right. Okay. No, I didn't give it a cookie. No, I wish it was dead. I'm not gonna gift it with anything. And I'm starting to theorize that this mouse or a mouse has been here for a while, not in this room, but in this house. And I recently, up until like less than a month ago, I had at least one cat, and both cats that I had died within a year of each other. So there's no more cats, and I think that the mice are just like getting brazen with it.
That's
So
the most wild part. Like I was saying earlier, this place, as far as like mice are concerned, still smells like cat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought I saw a mouse last week, and my parents got me some sticky traps that we like had. And then last night I definitely saw it a couple times, and I was like, what do I do? I guess I'll, and then
And it kept you up all night.
I saw it a few more times, and I was like, it's just chilling in this room. I'm done. I'm out of here. So what I did was I got rid of all food, not just food trash, all food. There's no more food in here. But I also found this wonderful noise that we're all sort of listening to a little bit right now. And
wouldn't it be crazy if this gets flagged? 'Cause it's like copywritten.
Oh my God, that'd be crazy. Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully, it's not around this area anymore. Obviously, like I would love to be like, we'll wait and see, but the point is to see nothing. So I don't know. I was just trying to play Yakuza Man, and fucking.
The Yakuza Man?
I was just trying to play
My favorite superhero?
the Yakuza Man. What is this? Leave me alone. Samsung's like, do you want a different phone? Fuck off. There's it's Mouse Hunt starring Nathan Lane up in this bitch for the last 12 hours. I watched a couple movies. Can I talk about them?
Yeah.
Okay. I watched 3 movies. I have a bunch of movies that I wanted to, that like recently came out that I wanted to watch. So I put them on a wheel and I spun it 3 times. So I watched Wonka.
I've been meaning to. What did you think?
So I don't know if you know this because I literally didn't, and neither did my parents, and neither did Kelsey. But Wonka is a full-throated musical.
Oh no.
I did not know that.
Don't think I like that.
I have a few. Yeah, I have a few opinions about that. One, you should have advertised that more.
Yeah.
Because let's talk about this situation. If I'm someone who hates musicals, which I'm not, but if I fucking hate musicals and I go to see Wonka, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
Because frame 1 he starts singing, and I was like, oh no. Another point.
That's usually my. I don't. If I'm going to see a musical like in theater live, sure.
Yeah.
I don't love movie musicals all the time.
That's the thing. I wasn't in the mood for it, but I
Yeah.
had already paid for it, so I had to watch it, right? And here's another point that my dad brought up, but Kelsey made an even better point. The original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is technically a musical, not like this though.
It has music in it.
Exactly,
I don't
exactly.
mind segmented music parts
Right.
in a movie.
No, this was straight up like a Broadway production. Like every other scene is a
Right.
song, and I wasn't in the mood for it. And I gotta say, maybe that affected my opinion. But at the end of the day, I don't think this movie was for me. It was in no way a bad movie. I'm not saying it's bad. Don't watch it. But I didn't love it. I don't think it was for me. And have you ever seen Oz the Great and Powerful?
No.
It's kind of made me feel like that. Oz the Great and Powerful it's the same deal. It's a origin story movie about a side character who's very important to the plot that wasn't in the original source material, and it's just like by the end of the movie, Wonka has all these friends and stuff that aren't in the movie. In the actual movie, because I don't know, I don't know, it was not my jam, but it was fine. If you like it, you should watch it, but I can't recommend it, especially not to someone who's not a Willy Wonka fan.
I love Willy Wonka.
No, me too. But yeah, I really disagree with this whole we won't tell him it's a musical thing. Like, that new Mean Girls remake is also a musical. I don't know if you knew that. They just, like, keep, like, not telling us it's a musical in the, like, obviously Wicked's going to be a musical, right? But, like...
Wouldn't it be wild if that was the one that was?
What? It's an adaptation of the book, idiots. We didn't say we were going to sing.
Well, it's been done. Fucking Liam Neeson said, I'm not singing this shit.
That's... okay. They also recently, there's a new...
Matilda. I guess, is that going to be musical? I know they're making a new one.
Oh,
right?
yes, the new Matilda's a musical. Yeah, it is. He's right. That's another Roald Dahl book. Same writer who wrote Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
That's crazy. There's a new Les Mis. It's a British TV production, 6 episodes, no singing. Because it was a book first. Well, no, it's a book and a play.
That's what I'm saying. Fuck off with your musical.
Okay. I watched Nope.
Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. He's got 1,000,001 word.
It's the newest one.
It's the newest one. It's my least favorite of the 3.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's my favorite of the 3.
Interesting.
Didn't that Les Mis have Lily Collins in it? Yes, it did. She played Cosette.
Hold on. I want to keep talking about Nope.
Yeah.
My issue with that one is it did the classic. By classic, I mean like 90s, 2000s era alien movie thing, which I hated, which was we're gonna tease you with this alien, and we're never gonna give you a real satisfying money shot.
Oh, really?
That's what I thought. Or is it a ship? Is it an alien or is it a ship? Which is?
Well, do you want me to get into spoilers?
I've seen it.
Right, but
maybe we'll talk about that off air. But I don't know.
I thought it was pretty clear at the end.
I've seen it once. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly.
Okay, spoilers for Nope for the next minute. It's not a ship. It's an alien. It's an alien species. Because at the end of the movie, it like opens up and you see how it works and you see how it eats and stuff.
Okay.
No, there's a full like 30-minute like, oh, there it is. We're fighting it scene.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, I don't know.
No, you can not like it.
No, I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying I think the other two were just such solidified. Like the other two had this vibe of like, I don't know where this is going, but it's ties together so perfectly. I feel like that this one for me just didn't hit the mark as well as those two did.
Interesting. Yeah, because I was going to talk about how, I was also going to talk about that, how Jordan Peele has a formula
Yeah.
and all his movies follow it, and I think I really love it. And I think this one did a great job. Like I said, I think this might be my favorite one. It's been a while since I've seen Get Out, and I remember that being very good.
And you saw Us.
I didn't love Us, but I didn't hate it. It was one of those movies where I was just like, man, I don't know. It was fine. But this one I really, really liked. It's always the same shit. The fuck is happening? Are we being invaded? Oh, it's a rap song. Jesus Christ.
Holy shit! You and I were we both had the same thought because it wasn't music.
No, it wasn't.
It was just a voice going. It sounded like it was over a megaphone.
Yeah.
That was fucking wild.
Okay. Anyways, it's always the first 10 to 20 minutes are boring setup, but you got to pay attention because
Yeah.
you're gonna go throw some shit, usually visually at you, that you have to pay attention to because it's gonna come back later, and then. There's the moment where you like. There's always the moment in the Jordan Peele movie where he's like, "Okay, you saw the trailer for this movie, right? Cool. I'm gonna show you exactly what this movie isn't, but what you thought it was gonna be based on the trailer. Then once we get that out of the way, I'm gonna drop what actually this movie is about, and then you're gonna have two thoughts at the same time. You're gonna think that's not where I thought this was going." And you're going to think, I've never seen anything like that before in my whole life. Holy shit.
Yeah. You know, that little last bit might be what I was missing from Nope. Because you think it's going to be an alien movie, then it turns out to be an alien movie. And that might have been part of what I was missing.
See, I knew it was going to be an alien movie, but there's a lot of, like, this movie, I think, is better if you've seen the trailer. You can't say that about most movies. There's a lot of movies where it doesn't matter, right? There's a lot of movies where I'd prefer not to see the trailer. But this one, like, in the trailer, there's that shot of someone who's clearly an alien, and then you meet that character in the movie. You're like, oh, they're not an alien. This is why they look like that. And then, like, there's the fake out with the fake aliens, and then you actually find out what this thing is and what it's doing and how it acts, and it's just like, holy shit. And then the whole monkey part.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite part because it was horrifying.
The monkey part was cool because it was such a juxtaposition from the fake, like, this will never happen, aliens aren't real thing, and then it's like, oh, but a chimp could really fucking freak out like that.
Yeah.
And it's just, I had a moment where I was like, what was the point of the chimp? And I looked it up, and basically everyone was like, the chimp is an allegory for how you can't tame a predator. And I was like, okay, got it, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Like, I really liked it. But yeah, Us, yes, we got so we got, didn't that, Get Out was extremely satisfying. I agree. I think that movie, yeah, I think that was a great start to his career. Us is the best. You go down a long rabbit hole. I do agree with that. Us, I think, gets better the more you, like, think about it. Like, you watch it and you're like, okay, that was scary, I guess. And then you think about it, you're like, there's a lot of layers to Us. Just like the Earth's crust has layers.
Just like an onion.
Just like...
out of all three that he's made, I think Us has the most potential for a sequel.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, was reading, the only one who he's mentioned ever making a sequel to is Nope.
Really?
Yeah. And ogres have layers too. Yes, they do. Correct.
Here's the issue with an Alien sequel is, well, he'd be the one to break this, but how does it end if not War of the Worlds? It always just comes back to War of the Worlds. Mars Attacks, Independence Day, War of the Worlds. Like, how does it not be that?
So, you know how in Nope there's the two main characters and then there's, like, the guy from Geek Squad or whatever that's hanging out with them?
Yeah.
So his character survived the Nope events. that was actually a last minute change. His character was going to die,
Oh.
but that actor actually convinced the studio and the director to let his character live so there would be a potential for a sequel. So I think if Nope had a sequel, I think it would probably maybe not only I think here's what I think a Nope sequel could be. Two completely different main characters. Keep it all black still, because that's been working so far. They start to have Nope related issues. They contact this guy. It's years later. This guy's
Okay.
like a Nope alien like expert, and it's like, oh, if you have a Nope problem, call this dude. And that's how they tie in the link. So it could be a similar story, not because it's not War of the Worlds, right? That's not what we want. We don't want an epic sci-fi like War of the Worlds, cataclysmic, like the aliens are coming to kill. We want like Nope 2, right? So I feel like Nope 2 could maybe it's literally just Nope again, different setting, different part of the world, two aliens involve the Geek Squad dude.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay. I was almost gonna read "And Ogres Have Layers" too.
They do though.
They do.
And the other movie I watched was called The Book of Clarence.
Okay.
Book of
Haven't heard
Clarence.
of that one.
I said it weird. Clarence, like the name, not the sale at the store. It's so there's this director, I don't remember his name, I apologize. But it seems like his whole thing, and I'm totally down for this, but it seems like his whole thing is he takes historical part of time and he fills his movie with all these non-fictional characters. But he retells the story his way, and he makes them all black. So his first movie was a Wild Western with an all-black cast. This movie was a Bible retelling with an all-black cast. So the main character was Lakeith Stanfield, who is the guy who says "Get Out" and "Get Out." He's one of my favorite actors. And he plays a new character called Clarence, and basically he has to pay back someone he owes a lot of money to, and instead of making that money honestly, he just sort of like scams a bunch of people into thinking that he's the Messiah.
Oh shit.
And I think if you looked on Wikipedia, it would be like Bible adventure comedy, but like it's not like a laugh out, like it's not a Seth Rogen movie, right? There's a few different things that you're like, oh, that's kind of cute, but like when it gets down to it, when it gets down to the Bible stuff, it's like there's no more laughing. It was just very entertaining. It was really fun. It was really fun, really deep, really interesting story. And it had a lot of great actors in it. It had Lakeith Stanfield. It had I forget his name. I'm so sorry, but the black kid from Stranger Things was in it.
Oh, I don't know.
I literally can't remember his actor name or his character name. I think his name's Caleb in real life. It had David Oyelowo, if you know who that is. It had James McAvoy, the guy who plays Professor X. He was Pontius Pilate. But yeah, it was very cool. It was very cool. And you get to the end of the movie and you're like, it's one of those movies where like clearly this didn't happen, right? Or at least maybe it didn't. This is clearly this guy's version of this. But at the end of the movie, you're like, oh, it totally could have happened though. The way they're telling it, I don't know. It was cool. I think you'd like it. It was really good.
Cool.
And apparently, I just found this out. It was a complete failure at the box office, I guess.
I've never heard of it.
It took 50 million to make, and it only made 7 apparently.
Jeez.
I saw the trailer for it, and I've been excited for it ever since I saw the trailer. I didn't realize it was such a like nobody saw it, no one knows about it. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna check out his other movie. The Western. It's called The Harder They Fall, and it stars Jonathan Majors.
Cool.
And Idris Elba. So I'm definitely gonna check that out because this movie was really good and I liked it a lot. But yeah, that's my week.
Cool.
That is my week. On to the news? Question mark.
Yeah. Who is this? Red Blur 21.
Who is this?
Meaning.
Oh, the director.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get his name. Book of Clarence.
We're getting that name for you right now.
The director,
I'm
he
looking up news.
has 2 different names. His name is James Samuel, otherwise known by his stage name The Bullets. Bullitts.
Okay.
He's a he also has a discography. He has one studio album, but it seems like his passion right now is filmmaking. And as far as writing, directing, producing, and all that, he did The Harder They Fall and The Book of Clarence. But he did compose for The Great Gatsby, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
But yeah, so he's been in the game for a while. Recently stepped into the role of director, and I really liked his second movie. I'm definitely going to check out his first movie. I have one tiny bit of news. Can I start with my tiny bit of news? You know
got
what?
like two things.
You know what? Let me get this dude's name rather than being like, you know that one guy? Because that's what I was about to do. There's an actor. His name is Ralph Ineson. And I'm sure you will recognize either his face or his voice. This is the guy, Ralph Ineson.
I do recognize the face.
He is super well known for having a very, very naturally deep voice. He was just cast as Galactus in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
If you hear this guy talk, like, they don't need to mod his voice at all.
That's crazy.
It's a cool voice. It's one of those voices where you're like, is this really this guy's voice? That's a little extra, and you just watch an interview with him, and you're like, oh, you just talk like that. Okay, cool.
Do I have any Marvel? I don't have any other Marvel news for us to talk about. That is super cool. We'll keep because he's showing up in Fantastic Four, right?
Yeah. Galactus is technically a Fantastic Four villain.
Yeah.
But obviously Galactus, World Eater, he could be the next big bad. I know they were kind of putting all their baskets into Kang.
They're thinking about pivoting though, right? He might be where they're pivoting to.
Possibly. Galactus is like huge, right? Galactus would be like, I don't know. It's a way. I know that Thanos stirred up shit and caused a lot of trouble. Galactus is like way more like powerful and important in the cosmos than Thanos. So I don't really know how well Galactus being the big bad would translate to film all that much. But yes, they did. Avengers 5 was going to be called Kang Dynasty, and it has been temporarily renamed to just the Avengers 5. And 6 still has the Avengers Secret Wars nomenclature, but they're still deciding what they want to do with Kang. And if I can just give my 2 cents, do nothing. Just keep it as Kang, because the whole point with Kang in the comic books is that he looks different every time we, like, if you know the character Iron Lad, that's a Kang variant. There's a Mr. Fantastic that's a Kang variant. Like, just cast someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it black if you want, or don't. It doesn't matter. Make it Asian. It doesn't matter. Kang can look whatever you want.
And that would actually be kind of cool to have, like, this character come in and it's like, well, I was going to say he recognizes some people, but he probably wouldn't.
Well, that's what I was going to suggest. I think that, like, I don't know, what do we have? Fantastic Four is a perfect movie to do this in. Or the new Spider-Man movie that's supposedly going to have Ant-Man in it. Just what I'm trying to say is have a scene where some guy shows up and he's kind of a weird vibe, but you're not quite sure. No one recognizes him. We certainly don't, the audience. But Ant-Man is like, there's something about this guy.
Right.
I don't feel okay about this guy, and I don't know what it is. And then, like, midway through, the end of Act 2, he's like, I'm Kang also. And it's like, oh, fuck.
By the way, as well, I am Kang.
By the way, it's me, Kang. I was Kang too the whole time. It's a me, Kang. Well, but the problem with that, and I will admit this is a problem, they fuck themselves, because we've had 2 Kang variants, right? We've had Kang the Conqueror and Victor Timely. Just kidding. We've had thousands of Kang variants already because of that end credit scene from Ant-Man Quantumania, where an entire stadium is filled with people who look like Jonathan Majors.
Not that they would be trying to, like, swipe that under the rug, but that works in its favor, because it just adds to the potentness of, like, oh, fuck. Like,
yeah,
Kang can be whatever.
Right, yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. If you hear, this is for everyone, if you hear something famous person has been cast as Iron Lad. That's Kang. So look out for that guy.
And you know that that's what they'll do, just so like try to keep it under wraps.
Yeah, yeah.
Say anything but Kang at this point.
Right,
Somebody
right.
else gets hired.
And then whatever movie this is that we're talking about, where there's like a Kang drop in the middle of it, at the end of the, because you fucking love to do this, Marvel, at the end of the credits, say, blank blank will return in Avengers Kang Dynasty, and like that's how you announce that the name is back.
Yeah. No, why don't they just fucking hire us?
Why don't they? Yeah.
We've been trying to get a hold of them for years.
They showed off the new Superman suit. Did you see this?
No, I didn't. Okay, well, fucking you do the news.
Then let's get Chris, longtime Superman fan. Let's get his live reaction.
Is it black?
Of the new suit? No, it's not black. No, it looks
So they just keep going darker and darker.
No. I think you'll like this. This is what's this dude's name? David Cornersweat. That's the name of the person who's playing
Corner Sweat?
I think that's his name. I'm pretty sure. David.
What a name.
Corenswet.
Okay.
Corenswet. Corenswet.
Okay.
So this is the guy who's playing Superman in the Superman suit, and it's a weird angle. He is sitting, so you can't really see if he's wearing tights or not. But yeah, I'm gonna show the stream, and then I'm gonna hand the pad to you, so you can take a look at it. But yeah, that's the new Superman suit. And I have my own opinions,
haven't held
but
this device yet.
I would love your live reaction to this suit.
Okay, so suit looks great. He looks great. What's up with the S? Is it like scorched?
The S, yeah, the S. It seems like it has some blue in it.
Well, yeah, it looks like a burn to me. It looks like it's got like ash on it or something.
Yeah.
Don't know what the fuck's going on in the background.
That is, yeah, I forget what it's called, but that's there's like a fake sun from the comics that people think they're fighting, because they said that this movie is going to be based off All-Star Superman, and that's where that fake sun shows up.
Okay. I like it though. So we're officially entering James Gunn.
Yeah.
DC, and this is our first image, our first bit of James Gunn DC.
Yes.
Yeah, fucking looks cool. I'm into it.
The movie is called, what's the fucking movie called? Superman movie. Let's just Google those words, see what happens. Yeah, exactly what you thought would happen happened. What's this new Superman movie called?
Just look up James Gunn Superman
movie. James Gunn. It's called, does it not have a name yet? I thought it did. Wikipedia is just calling it Superman 2025. I thought it had like a name. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, apparently this is the Superman movie that like all those like people were being cast for. Like, this is going to have Nathan Fillion as the Green Lantern, and it's going to have Nicholas Hoult, who was in The Menu and Mad Max Fury Road and Renfield and Warm Bodies. He's going to be Lex Luthor.
So the Green Lantern's making an appearance.
It's not Hal Jordan, though. It's going to be Guy Gardner, who's kind of like the rebel, fuck you, Green Lantern.
That's fine. Is this a... I feel like we've already talked about this, but is this a soft reboot, or is this, like... I kind of don't love another superhero showing up in, like imagine if...
Well, that's the thing. So we've got Corin Sweat as Superman, and then Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. We've got Isabella Merced, the woman who played Dora in the live-action Dora movie, as Hawk Girl. And then we've got Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific. We've got Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern. We've got Anthony Kerrigan as Metamorpho. And then we've got a Jimmy Olsen, a Lex Luthor, a Perry White. And Sean Gunn is going to play Maxwell Lord. That's cool. And apparently Supergirl's going to be in the movie.
As long as we get some explanation as to why they're already there and shit.
Oh, dude, Supergirl's going to be the woman who plays Rhaenyra Targaryen in House of Dragons. That's cool. But yeah, that's the thing, right? As of right now, this movie's called Superman. and it seems like most of the Justice League is in this movie.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
That makes me a little worried, but all my worry flushes away when I remember that it's James Gunn writing and directing, which every time he does that, we get Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're all great, especially 3. I was literally thinking about Guardians 3 the other day. It's just such a good movie. Yeah, I don't know.
See.
I'm excited. I think that James Gunn, I think James Gunn is doing exactly what you and I proposed, which is just start over, follow the MCU formula, make it a whole thing, you know?
Well, following the MCU formula means having a strong structure to start with. If he's jumping right into the Justice League already being a thing, that's a little concerning.
That's
but
the
like
issue.
We said,
that's the issue that everyone had, besides the fact that it's a terrible film. That's the issue people had with Batman v Superman. You started with Man of Steel, and then your next entry was a new Batman we haven't met before versus the guy from Man of Steel, but he's sort of the bad guy, but also everyone else from the Justice League is sort of in this movie. Why is Wonder Woman here? Oh, Batman killed people. Oh, it's a bad film. That's everyone's thoughts. Do you guys think James Gunn would ever take a crack at Injustice? Great question. I don't know. I'm sure he would like to. The timing might be a little weird because there was just last year an Injustice animated film. I don't know if they care or if they communicate with each other, but I think Injustice would be the perfect atmosphere for a James Gunn movie, especially if that shit could be rated R. Because Injustice is really cool. Not just the game, but the comics. The comics are so good. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, I have faith in James Gunn. I'm losing faith. There's a couple people that I'm like, oh, they're going to make the movie, then we're good. Thor Love and Thunder took a real hit to my trust for Taika Waititi. That movie is trash. And he's sort of like gone down a single peg of like, oh, well, I guess he can make a bad movie. Fuck.
Yeah.
But James Gunn, I've never seen a bad James Gunn movie.
And you and I go out of our way to see,
like
the B level, gun shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I love that dude. I know there's one. I don't remember what it is. I know there's something he's made that I haven't seen yet. But
apparently, I found out via Michael Rooker telling me to my face. I haven't seen the first James Gunn movie. I forget what it's called. But I said it's so cool that you're in all his shit, and he was like, I wasn't in the first one. Like the first James Gunn movie.
But it turns out he was wrong, right? Didn't we?
Maybe we did do some research.
Didn't his handler be like, I think you are, and then we Googled it and he is, and he was wrong or something? I could be putting words.
I don't remember.
I could be putting words in people's mouths.
I don't remember. Maybe we did. This was a long time ago. You're looking it up?
Yeah, I just want to see if I go to James Gunn, who really is just leaned into the white hair look in a major way. We've got a movie called Tromeo and Juliet, which I'm assuming
first entry.
Film title blends trauma and I figured. This is his first movie, and we look at the cast. It's got Stephen Blackheart. That's crazy. Stephen Blackheart's a B-movie actor who's actual good friends with James Gunn. He's in all of his stuff. I didn't realize it went this deep. It looks like Michael Rooker is not in this one. It's got Stephen Blackheart, a bunch of names I don't recognize. Sean Gunn, James Gunn, Ron Jeremy. Cool, I guess.
Guy sucks. Sucked. Okay.
Is he dead?
That's the porn star, right?
Yeah, Ron Jeremy?
Yeah, he's dead.
He died?
Yeah.
Did I miss that?
I guess. I think we reported on it.
Ron Jeremy. Nope. Google won't let me search this guy. That's so funny. It made me search Ron Jeremy news. Ron Jeremy. No, he's alive.
Really?
He's 71.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
You gotta love when right above filmography is sexual assault allegations.
Yeah.
He's still kicking though.
Okay, my bad. Moving on.
Yeah.
We got a new Lord of the Rings entry coming up.
Yeah, so I heard about this. This is in addition to that other Lord of the Rings movie that you and I recently found out about.
So what we found out, what we were talking about, was they're supposedly greenlighting a new trilogy.
Okay.
Of the original, of the Lord of the Rings. Fellowship,
Oh, a new...
Two Towers,
Okay.
Return of the King. That's supposedly been greenlit. We're making 3 new films.
Okay.
This is the next entry. This is coming out before all that. It's called Hunt for Gollum.
Right. So, yeah. So this movie's going to be directed and starring Andy Serkis as Gollum.
Which is cool.
Which is cool. A lot of people, I feel like, are like, Andy Serkis is directing. He literally just directed Venom, Let There Be Carnage. So he's... But I was talking... But even before that, there's another Lord of the Rings movie, correct? That animated, like... It's called, like, the Tales of Rohirrim or whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to be animated, and it's going to be narrated by Miranda Otto, who played Eomer in the original trilogy. Right. The long red-haired woman.
Yeah.
Who I think was blonde in the Lord of the Rings. But yeah, it's going to be narrated by her. It's going to be an animated picture, which I can only imagine means it's for children. But that's not a...
No, not Eowyn.
Yes.
You're talking about Eowyn?
Yes.
Steven Tyler's daughter?
No. Sorry. Lots of fake names.
Yeah.
Give me one sec. No, I'm talking about Miranda. Miranda Otto is the name of the actress. This woman.
I knew. Yeah, that's who I thought you were talking about.
She played. I think I said it right.
Arwen.
What did I say?
Something close to that. But that's who I thought you were referring to.
No. Her name's Eowyn.
Really?
Yeah, the name that
Arwen
is Liv
okay.
Tyler. You were wrong. She was right. That's what's happening.
You know what though?
No, it's all fake. It's all fake
and
fantasy names.
The bad guys are named Saruman and Sauron.
Sauron, yeah.
Sauron. What? Yeah.
Oh yeah, pronounce it however you want. I wasn't correcting you.
Eowyn and Arwen. Yeah, fuck you guys.
So this movie, which I'm already on her page, it's called The Lord of the Rings: The War of Rohirrim, is going to be an animated movie, but it's going to be narrated by her, and I think she's going to appear in live action, perhaps.
Oh. This is giving me some 70s, like, Lord of the Rings vibes.
Miranda Otto as Eowyn, a future shield maiden of Rohan who narrates the film.
Oh, so she's playing herself.
Yeah, she's
as a
playing
kid.
the... No. She's playing herself as an adult. Allow me to tell you the tale of...
Okay.
Yeah. So she's playing Eowyn.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so something I was going to talk about this Gollum movie, I guess also...
So the Gollum movie was announced like today or something, right? Yeah.
But I guess it also applies to this movie as well. We're going off... we're going completely off source material. Like, this has nothing to do with what Tolkien wrote.
Yeah.
That could be interesting. I don't hate that, depending on how people do it.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on like how good it is, because I don't know. I feel like me and the rest of the world were kind of burned by the last few seasons of Game of Thrones in terms of going off book.
True.
But
you know what?
But I don't want to hold that to the like. That's not an end all. Like this could be great, you know.
That wasn't the same situation as this. That was a show going off of source material until it didn't, and then it had to make its own ending.
Yeah.
With a group of writers who probably weren't in the same mindset as a novelist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So is this movie live action? Live action.
Novelist,
is
that what you would call them?
The first new batch of live action Lord of the Rings films in 2026. But Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Gollum, directed by and Star Circus.
Directed by and starring
Yeah, I think it's live action. They're not actually saying. This is what you were talking about. Brokered a deal to make multiple films based off the beloved J.R.R. Tolkien books. Products in development at New Line Cinema. Adaptive rights. Embracer Group has the rights to the Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. A separate animated Middle-earth movie, The War for Rohirrim, is due to... Oh, yeah, that's this year, by the way, December 13th.
Ooh, that's exciting.
That movie is set 200 years before the events of The Hobbit.
Honestly, yeah, so it takes place right after The Lord of the Rings.
200 years before... No, before the events of The Hobbit.
Oh, so wait a minute. Okay. So no fatty.
No fatty, unfortunately.
Okay, I got that wrong. So wait, but she's still in it? How does that work?
She's just telling the story. She's not... She is...
Okay,
she
I'm
is
with you.
the-
I'm
yeah.
there. I'm there. I got
She's
it.
playing old woman Eowyn, telling
Narrating.
a story about something that happened 200 years before The Hobbit.
My bad. I'm here. I'm with you.
So what I immediately thought... Hold on. Oh, sorry. Do you know what the term nut graph means?
No.
It's the paragraph in every article where, like, if you're reading a like in this one, it's like Lord of the Rings is a book by blah blah blah. It's like that part of the article.
Yeah.
It mentioned Elijah Wood and Ian McKellen, and I was like, huh? I thought they were saying they're in this movie, and they've already been confirmed. Yeah. So my thing with The Hunt for Gollum is, it sounds like this movie is going to. Oops. This movie is going to. I'm just getting. Maybe it's because I just watched it, but I'm getting the Wonka Oz the Great and Powerful feeling, where I'm like, the movie's gonna be all about a side character, arguably a villain, arguably one of the main villains of the.
It would be so out of pocket if this was a musical. It would be so unhinged if Hunt for Gollum was a musical.
And my other I'm glad you brought it up. Here's my other issue with Wonka. The movie was fine, like I said. The movie was not bad. I didn't leave there. None of the songs in the movie are from the original except the Oompa Loompa song. And I think the credits, they play the World of Imagination song or whatever it's called. Anyways, the point I'm getting at is, with a musical, the idea is that the songs are good and get stuck in my head. And I was sitting here like, I don't really care about the songs I was listening to. And I was trying to think. I was like, is it because I have to watch it a second time? Like, is that when the songs get stuck in my head? And I was trying to think of the last time I sat down and watched a musical. And then I remembered, oh, wait, the last time I watched a movie that just so happened to be musical, the songs were stuck in my head because it was really good. Because that movie was Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. And all the music in that movie is great. And I like... Right after I was done watching it, like the next day, I was like, I'm going to listen to the songs from that movie. They were really good. And this one just left me like, I guess I'll watch something else.
Yeah. I want to talk about Gollum and Lord of the Rings and shit.
I mean, yeah, go for it.
Because I'm currently listening to the book.
Oh, yes. Yeah, where are you at?
Chapter 5 of Two Towers.
Oh, cool.
Let me tell you, as somebody who's like trying to take in the books currently, I love the original trilogy.
The movies?
No questions about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, same.
If they were like, hey, we're going to remake them, but we're not remaking Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. We're going to do a more on-the-nose adaptation of the books, Lord of the Rings, go for it. If they're just going to remake the Hollywood films, it's a waste of time. There's so much source material. Frankly, make it a fucking series. But there's so much source material left out from the original that they could then re-put in with the knowledge we already have from the original. So,
well, didn't he do that with the Hobbit films? Didn't he sort of reinsert some other stuff?
He added... You mean the extended versions?
No, The Hobbit, how The Hobbit was 3 films, even though it really only needed to be maybe 2. And there's like a bunch of extra stuff in there, like Radagast the Brown and all that.
Even then, it's still, there was shit left out of The Hobbit. Or like the issue with The Hobbit is they didn't inject more Tolkien stuff. They injected their own bullshit into
You
it.
didn't start with The Hobbit, right? You started with Fellowship?
No, I did start with The Hobbit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I did The Hobbit and then I did Fellowship. But Legolas isn't fucking in The
No,
Hobbit.
no. The Evangeline Lilly's character is completely made up.
The issue there was they made a trilogy for fucking money,
Right.
and they added their own shit into it. What I'm saying is, with the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, you could make a series just on Fellowship. You could make 4 seasons of Fellowship, 4 seasons. Like it's insane. But what I'm trying to say is, if they said, okay, Peter Jackson reduced the shit out of the books, fantastic films, but like as far as the books are concerned, he left a lot unsaid.
Right. Well, that could just tie into the whole money conversation, because if you'll notice, that article I read specifically said multiple Lord of the Rings films. They didn't say how many.
Right. It could
so
be
they
Fellowship of the Ring Part 1.
Right,
And
that's what
part
I'm
one
saying.
Could
It could.
end with them, like leaving the Shire.
I feel like it wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility that this is 6 movies, possibly even 7.
I wouldn't hate it as long as they're not taking artistic liberties. Tolkien already gave you enough material that if you want to make 6 Lord of the Rings movies, you fucking can. Don't even worry about it. Take some of the songs out. This man thought he was a poet and wrote epics. Poetic epics that, like, they're just too much.
And I think that
4 albums. 6 movies. He gave you all of it in the trilogy.
That's almost a different conversation, but I really think that J.R.R. Tolkien's influence on modern day literature is almost like you take the good with the bad. Like, you read Harry Potter, there's fucking singing in that too, and like the question is like, why is there singing in Harry Potter? Probably simply because there was in that book.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Lord of the Rings, I feel like, is very like specific in the way it tells its story, and just because those books are excellent, you don't have to tell your story like that. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, it's the guy made Rocky 1, right? Nobody else had done it yet.
Right.
He did it. Doesn't mean it's perfect. It definitely set a standard, but it's not by any means what we should be taking verbatim today. You shouldn't just be like, okay, now here I'm making my Lord of the Rings, and it's going to be exactly the way it was laid out 80 years ago.
Yeah.
No, we evolve. We get beyond that. But he had a lot of cool shit, and a lot of it I am realizing got left out of the films, for better or worse.
Right.
I don't need Hobbit tub time. I don't need it. We do need fucking Fatty, though. Hashtag free
We
Fatty.
need representation for Fatty. The one thing that I, when I was, because I obviously saw the movies first and then found out about the books and played some of the games, I was really surprised that they cut Tom Bombadil out of the. He seems like such an important little guy for the first part of the first book.
The issue with Tom Bombadil, I will say, he doesn't stop fucking singing. That's like,
well, cut that shit.
Also, his wife, like, golden hair or something. That's her name, something to that effect.
Okay.
He's essentially like, she's mine, don't fucking touch her. And then I'm like, oh, is some shit gonna go down? And then it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Or no, it's not even he's like, don't touch her. He just goes on and on about how much he loves his wife. And I'm like, oh, Fatty, what are you gonna do? What are you doing to golden hair, Fatty? But then it doesn't happen. I'm like, okay. He took a weird turn with Bombadil. Dude just fucking loves his wife.
They also, another big thing they cut out, spoilers, I guess, but I'm sure you know about this. After they burn the ring, they go back to Hobbiton, and Sauron is, like, attacking Hobbiton.
Oh, I know.
And they have to, like, defend that for a few chapters.
I haven't gotten there in the book, but I do know that happens.
Yeah.
Also, okay, if we're really going to get into what did Lord of the Rings cut out?
For a few minutes.
Because we got to move on. We're going to really get into the original theatrical versions of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
What happens to Saruman?
I've only ever seen the extended version.
Oh, okay.
He gets stabbed in the back and then falls from the tower at Isengard.
Yeah. Okay. That's not in the theatrical version.
That's crazy.
I never knew.
Oh, that's what that interview is, where he's like, I'm watching the movie and I'm just not in it.
Yeah. And I didn't know for
I'd like to nominate that for the worst Christopher Lee impression of all time. Usually I'm pretty good when I just go for an impression. That was not it, and I my producers are working on ways.
The apology letter is being
We're-
made.
They're drafting an apology video as we speak. That'll be out in the next month.
Just don't have a ukulele in it. But what happens to him? He's gone.
Right.
He's gone. And it's such a. Why did that get cut? It's like 6 minutes.
Right.
Dude, these movies are fucking 3 hours long. You made 12 minutes of credits.
It's such an interesting decision to change Saruman's fate and then cut it from the movie completely.
Yeah, I actually don't know what it is in the book. If it's
Me
different,
either,
don't tell
but
me.
he's who's
okay.
attacking Hobbiton when
Right. That's not how he.
he doesn't get stabbed
Right.
on the tower. But in the movie he does, and it's an interesting scene, and I just don't. It's to cut the scene if you want. Sure, what happened to that character? Lol. But like, it's such an interesting decision to me to change his fate from the books because it didn't flow well enough, and then cut it because it apparently didn't flow well enough.
If you do that, do one more half a day of shooting. Have Gandalf standing next to Frodo, and Frodo goes, "Oh, Gandalf, what the fuck ever happened to Saruman?" And he goes, "Oh, that bitch dead." And then just move on. You know, like we never even talk about what happened to Saruman.
So, since I've only ever seen the extended versions of the first two, I think I saw the theatrical version of the first one. But is
Third one?
Huh?
You said
second two. I've
Yeah.
only ever seen the extended version of the second two.
Oh, I see.
I believe I caught the theatrical version of the first one at one point. But my question, in the theatrical version, the backstory, the flashback with Boromir and Faramir is probably not in it, right? That's probably completely cut.
Oh God, well,
That has
now I've
extended
seen-
that has extended edition written all over it.
I believe you're right. I refuse to watch the theatrical because it cuts like
It's
important
not
shit.
it's not the intended.
Right.
You can clearly tell that it was Fox or whoever, not Fox. It was whoever.
That scene is cut. We got confirmation in chat.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say it seems like it should be. I think it was WB or whoever who was, you can clearly tell that it was them who was like, this has to be shorter. People will not sit in the movie theaters for 3 hours.
Much so that you cut one of the villains' deaths, like one
Right.
of the main villains.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Also, something I'm learning about the books, which is really fascinating and a topic that never gets touched in the movies that I would love to see get touched on. Get touched.
Yeah, sure.
Saruman
Yeah.
is so ready to double cross Sauron.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the armies. You know that scene where they're like, "We haven't any meat," and they're like ready to fight and shit. Those are Saruman's orcs and Sauron's orcs going at it because they have two different leaders.
Oh.
Never gets brought up in the movie, but the
Interesting.
reason they're so like at each other's throats is it's technically two separate armies coming together as one.
Interesting. So they kept that part, but not the explanation
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, and Gandalf
Interesting.
makes a reference because they get fucked up by the Riders of Rohan, and they lose Pippin and Merry, and Gandalf
Right.
mentions when he meets back up, and he's like, I'm Gandalf the White now. He tells the trio,
Bitch. I believe he says bitch.
bitch, yeah. He tells the trio, well, thank God, Saruman isn't going to get news that they even had hobbits or the ring, because had he got the ring, he was immediately going to march to Mordor,
Right.
and then he'd be unstoppable or
Right.
some shit.
Yeah.
And that's all, the fact that those orcs get stopped means that the Eye of Sauron is searching super far away for Frodo, but Frodo's super close. I'm talking about the book.
Yeah.
And Saruman never gets the ring to become like all powerful. But that's the whole.
Yeah.
And they haven't touched on it much more, but just that sentence, I was like, oh my God. I always figured Saruman was just like Sauron's like little bitch.
Right.
That dude was ready to take it all
No,
for
he
himself.
also he also wanted the
Yeah.
power. That's interesting.
And I never realized the reason orcs had so much beef. I was just like, I guess they're just angry. No,
Right.
it's two separate armies.
No, the movies definitely make it seem like they're just like hungry, angry.
Yeah, in the White Hand of Sauron, Saruman orcs are his orcs, But that's not all the orcs.
Right.
Like, there's other orcs that are
Right,
Mordor
because not
orcs.
all the orcs are mud people. Some of them are naturally.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because all the
Elf fucked a pig or something.
Right. No, exactly. But all the ones that like crawl themselves out of the ground in that like weird underground Isengard factory, those are Saurumans.
Yeah. I haven't gotten into like how the orc babies are made exactly.
Yeah.
But what I do know is there's a whole other side of the coin we're not given in the original trilogy about the bad guys.
Well, you see, Chris, there's an orc brood mother. His name is Fatty.
No. Fatty's good. Fatty better not fucking die, actually. I forgot.
He dies in the movie.
Do we have confirmation that's Fatty?
Yep.
Okay, he doesn't die like that in the book. They did Fatty dirty. Fatty's still alive.
They did Fatty dirty. That's a reference to the fact that he's never taken a tub. He doesn't get to go in the tub because he's the tub cuck.
Oh my god, I forgot the lore we made about
this. I didn't make it. It's in the book. It's in the book.
They go back.
They don't use the word cuck, of course, but it's in the book.
They go, actually, if I got one more little...
Okay, last thing, and then we'll move on to video games.
First of all, they better not kill Fatty. I forgot Saruman's going back to the Shire. Fucking Fatty better make it.
Fatty shows up, he's like, I killed 9 dudes! Ah!
The term queer...
Oh, sure, yeah.
Gets brought up more than... It's got to be more than any other word in the entire series. I was watching this video, a stupid video. The guy was like, how many cans of Campbell's alphabet soup would it take to write the entire trilogy of Lord of the Rings? And he was like, first I had to figure out how many letters. E is the most. And I was like, yeah, I know why E is the most. I was just sitting here like, yeah, because there's 2 of them in that word. But this bitch in 2 Towers, this bitch, Tolkien, used the word funny, and I almost slammed on my brakes. I was like, wait, so you know the word funny. You know that word exists.
Yeah, queer just means, like, peculiar, right?
So does funny.
Yeah.
But I was just, and he used it in the same context as he would queer. And
that's
every time it comes up, I'm like, here it comes. He's
that's
use
an
the
interesting
word queer.
decision. He's at his fucking, I was going to say typewriter, but I guess it'd just be a quill and paper back then. And he's just like,
maybe typewriter.
What makes this situation funny but not queer?
Right. And I'm not sitting here like Tolkien canceled homophobe. Like,
no, of course not.
But the issue that I'm having, because obviously that's not what he was going for, but the issue that I'm having is you're an esteemed writer. Find another word for this.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with the word and your use of the word, but
right.
there's other words that you can use for this exact situation.
Yeah.
Okay, my Tolkien rant is done, and we're going to talk about video games. So that Gollum game, right?
Oh,
just kidding.
God damn. No, we're actively not going to talk about that. We're going to move away from that.
We should end this podcast properly, though.
If you're watching live, stick with us. We're literally not going anywhere. We're not even rolling an ad. We're just going to say bye, and then we're going to switch screens. But thank you for being here. This was the Thunder and Lightning podcast. And until next time, I've been Thunder.
I'm Lightning.
And we'll see you later.
Okay.
Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe.
Our channel has daily uploads from podcast video essays, Let's Plays to skits.
Be sure to watch on Twitch. We stream all our video game and podcast content live at 5 EST every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Our intro is by Brad Kendrick and music by Froggy and the Friendship. Link to all that in the description below.
Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.